All right, good morning. If you're just waking up, welcome back to video games. We have Conquest of the Longbow, The Legend of Robin Hood. I'm going to get a little bit into what that means. I do want to introduce our merry men on the couch. We have David TKI.
I'm David, who runs various Sierra games, including Conquests of Camelot, but that's a silly place.
Yeah. And then we do have another veteran point-and-click runner and one-time longbow runner himself, the Wolves.
It's true, I've been through this. I'm more of a LucasArts guy myself, so I'm representing that half of the world, but good to be here. Thanks, Lemming.
Absolutely. So we do have a Robin Hood simulator, basically.
Начинается
I would argue
прекрасный
this is
квест.
probably the definitive Robin Hood interactive experience, or at least it would be if we weren't doing a low percent run today. We are going to try and avoid doing much of anything as much as possible. I'll talk a little bit more about how that works momentarily. Time is going to start when I press play here in 3, 2, 1. So right off the bat, we are chatting to our merry men.
Поздравляю! Мы играем в квест про Робин Гуда.
Casual helloa from one of our fellow merry men here. And then on to our day job. Robin likes to hang out on this overlook of Watling Street, which goes right into Nottingham. We can do a lot of different events throughout the run here. We are doing our first low percent variance here. This is Little John. Little John realized that we forgot our hunting horn, so he's going to give it to us, which is essential. Even though it takes time, we did avoid the 50 points to actually get the thing. That's one way we avoid points. The other is to lose points. We are currently waiting for a peasant in peril to come down this road. She is on an RNG timer here, and she is taking her sweet time, but I think she'll be here momentarily. There she is. Goodbye. We're going to wrap up chatting to some locals, and then we are going to move on to the next day, 2 of 13. You can see we've got for negative 100 points. Robin is feeling a little bad about ignoring that peasant in peril, so he's going to get a little deep in his cups and have a vivid dream of the Maid Marian. Great time to give you a quick overview of the plot. This is not too different from any classic Robin Hood story you may have heard before. King Richard's coming back from the Crusades. King Leopold of Austria, who is not going to let him go unless we raise 100,000 golden marks in ransom. You see we got 300 there on the top left, only 99,700 to go. And we do need to do this because Prince John, jerk that he is, he's not going to actually bother to free his older brother. He and the Sheriff of Nottingham are going to do what they do best, which is rule England with an iron fist, which is where Robin and the merry men and Marian and all the rest come in to help out. We don't really have a clear quest yet, so fortunately Marian does say in this dream that we should find her. So that's our day 2 objective. Every day can be progressed by hitting a couple of specific event triggers. So that peasant in peril, for example, we had to actually perceive her to ignore her. We can't just avoid it entirely. This magic rock, it's super, super duper important for the casual run. Don't really worry about it here for a little bit. It's just a rock. Let's go track down Maid Marian. She's somewhere around here. Oh, hi. There we go.
That looks suspiciously like you doing a heroic activity.
Из интересного, эту игру разрабатывала Sierra. Но это можно, кстати, было догадаться по... Как она называется? По количеству очков, потому что Sierra этим количеством очков очень сильно злоупотребляла, условно.
Christian Marks and the development team added that. On to day 3, we do need to get into Nottingham proper, where we are, unfortunately, a wanted man, so we do need a disguise. We can find all sorts of disguises here on Watling Street if we wait long enough. There's one. This nice beggar here is going to be convinced to give us his clothes. This is low percent, so we're going to do this in the absolute rudest way possible, with a little bit of light longbow threatening. This is probably the scummiest thing we do in the run. Most of our low percent variance is going to come from general negligence or incompetence, but we do get the occasional obnoxious behavior here from our low percent Robin Hood.
Yeah, never bring a beggar outfit to a longbow fight.
Absolutely. And I should just triple check here. We did meet that save the animals incentive, right?
We absolutely did.
Fantastic. I'm going to get some help from our couch here. David, if you'd be so kind as to voice the noble feline.
Are you going to feed me? Well, who needs you then? I'm not reading those words. Kindly have a good day, sir.
Wolf, if you can mention our... That's no answer. No, the duck talks.
Это ужас. Ничего не произошло, вы ничего не видели.
So here's the day 3 objective. We have to hand off Marian Slipper to this cobbler. The reason we did save Marion in the previous days, if we don't, that cobbler will actually get so annoyed with us that he hits us on the head of a hammer and gives us a game over. So that's why we do some required heroics here and there. On to day 4, the last of our kind of soft tutorial days. We have another peasant in peril to ignore. And then after that, we do hand off a comb to Marion, who's going to give us a quest for later.
Не хватает гонок.
There we are.
Блин, это правда с
Now, on to
погрузчиками
day
было бы
5 and
интереснее.
6, where the game really opens up. We get some major
Вообще
quests
лучшая
to
игра
go lore,
сегодняшнего дня
disguises
будет
to
в
acquire.
16:43. Это
We do have
Вальхалла.
the quest for
Вот там
Marion,
вот
but first we do
ран
find out that this sympathetic widow and
будет
her
забавным,
large
но
sons kidnapped
есть о чем
by an
поговорить.
evil monastic order.
А,
So
ну
we're
еще
gonna get
этот,
a nice
кстати,
monk
будет
costume
офигеннейший
here.
ран. Vengeful
Yeah, never bring a monk
Guardian
costume to a
Moonrider.
fight.
No,
Прям
absolutely not.
мощь.
Here we have Friar Tug, who's getting a little too enthusiastic about his job of watching this guy. This goes on for a suspiciously long amount of time, which just gives me a chance to address Robin's head. His head turn is tied to CPU cycles, and we are emulating the top-of-the-line PC from 1990, so it does tend to mean that he fidgets nonstop. You also got that of a sheep and a couple other characters. I like to just think he's hyper-vigilant.
I want whatever coffee he's had.
Absolutely. We have a cow somewhere here to talk to. Let me see if I can find it. Oh. Well, never mind. We do have some additional quote-unquote animals. We have, not the cats don't talk. We do have fishbone.
Once
David?
I was a happy fish. The sea was my home. Now I'm just an excuse for a stupid poem.
Beautiful. And a leg of mutton.
Some called me lamb, some called me mutton.
Ooh, Harry, excuse me.
And now I'm generally good for nothing.
Just for that, I'm not playing your game. On to our day 5 task, which is actually nothing. We're going to waste the day away so our merry men have to save the 3 large sons for us, and they do that for fewer points and with more casualties. So we got to do it. On to our next task, which also involves more evil monks. I have no idea why Prince John has recruited so many evil monastic orders. So again, usual Longbow thing. This guy's going to call us a coward for not engaging him in melee combat, and that's fine with me.
Yeah, he shouldn't have brought a quarterstaff to a longbow fight.
Oldest trick in the book. Once again, yes, low percent essential. Although I gotta say, in
Самое интересное, этот персонаж называет нас трусом за то, что мы не сражаемся с ним в ближнем бою. Но, как говорится, не приходи с ножом на перестрелку.
We use this flute that we found in the monastic disguise to summon a boat over to yonder castle. 2 major objectives, and we can't delegate this like we do the sun saving. We do need to do this with the Robin Hood touch. We have to, 1, grab an encrypted scroll that Marion asked us to grab. We don't know what's on it, but we'll learn more about it. And then we're also going to come across the King's Court Jester Folk, who we're going to have to spring because he's going to give us some essential items as well. As we slowly roll towards our next objective, we're going to get stopped by a guard who says you can't pass unless you know your gemstone lore, which you, of course, you would get from your in-game manual. Very popular trick back in the day. And we used to do that until we found that we can actually glitch past that, so no more frantic referencing of an old manual. Just gonna poke that guy. He doesn't like that. But if we just kind of scooch on by him, there you go. Then we can play this flute one more time, which actually briefly opens the next screen trigger. Are you daft? No, I think that was pretty smart. Shoutouts to SwimFan, who found that, I think, earlier last year. SwimFan's not a runner, but he is a Sierra glitch hunter, which is really kind of a fantastic shoutout of how our communities come together to help each other out. So we don't need that gemstone lore anymore. I'm going to give away our gemstone. I'm sure that guy could put it in a safe place.
Мне нравится, как он ходит в отрицательное количество поинтов. Задача спидрана. В Вальхалле категория, если что, Perfect Service. То есть надо будет пройти игру, подавая всем правильные напитки идеально.
Okay, so the reason we grabbed that second scroll is it belongs to Folk, and he's not going to leave without it. Bless you, Hooded Robin. Well, not our name, but, you know, I like the enthusiasm. Anyway, we are going to get out of...
У Робина какая-то неоправданная тряска по поводу всего происходящего.
that puzzle, mind if I cut in with a couple things?
Absolutely, it's a great time.
Perfect. This is a shout out to that cow from earlier. $100 from Obtor. Says, what does the cow say? I guess I need to find out. I guess we did, didn't we?
Thank you, Abtor. I appreciate that.
And also, I want to give a quick notice that we have a bid war open for Yee's 8 Lacrimosa of Dana. That is the language choice. Y'all have been already schmoovin' and grooving on the bonus any percent run, but now you get to choose the language. It is between English and Japanese. So if you want one or the other, put your donations towards that incentive.
All right, Marion is holding in her lobster claws this hand scroll. Hand scroll is important. It's a bit of an incognito language for the pro-Richard resistance. It also is used for Druid magic, which we'll try and explain later. Okay, the sheep has been blaring all game. Let's see what it actually has to say.
It's about time someone asked my opinion around here. First off, this business with the wool. I mean, just as I've grown it all back, whoosh, off it gets shaved again. Not the least consideration for how I feel, but it gets worse. If I make the tiniest protest, that big brute Hal threatens to make mutton stew out of me. Fair frightens me out of my wits, he does.
Maybe we shouldn't have saved Hal. Oh well. Anyway, so we got a magic net for saving the 3 large suns. Remember when we did that? We need this magic net to catch a magic pixie who will give us a introduction to the magic green man, who, if we answer his magic riddles, pixie, no.
Got a left pixie, no.
Lefty, okay. For reasons that are kind of too ridiculous to explain. Okay, he was nice to me. Come on, man.
Все нормально, они промазали.
Kind of like walks into it like that.
О, все, наконец.
First time, every time.
That guy's a classic run killer. This little pixie. A lot of his.
Вот это было забавно. Вот этот вот парень, классический убийца ранов, вот это вот маленький вот пикси.
Newly minted hand code for that. So I'm going to go ahead and solve a few of these. When we do this, we are going.
Большинство вещей, кстати, здесь не имеют никакой логики. Вообще никакой логики. Не спрашивайте, как Раннер это делает. Он просто помнит наизусть, либо с бумажкой сидит.
All right, now that we have our druidic powers unlocked, we are not going to use them in the run, but I did need them to actually progress past that day, which is Fair Day. We now have to go into the Nottingham Fair and hand off our hand code scroll to a scholar who will distribute it to the rest of the King Richard loyalists here. Once again,
so, really quick, I do want to give a bit of a flashing light warning for the fair because there's going to be a lot of rapid screen cycling.
Yes, easiest cue for that is once you hear the worst pun in your life, then avert your eyes. All right, we have more animals to talk to. I think this mule talks. Mule, do you talk?
Oh, if I could talk, I wouldn't be hauling this cart around.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. All right, Groner alert incoming. We do have a pig who also has a lot to say.
Know what I like about Robin Hood? I hear he robs from the rich and gives to the poor.
Boo, boo. All right, on to that flashing light screen transition, and this is actually a wonderful time for donations.
Of course. We have $50 from the official Bonnie fan club who says, rumor has it, the evil sheriff from Nottingham puts mayo on all of his hot dogs. Much luck to Lemming and his couch from the official Bonnie fan club.
Let's go.
Very good, very good.
$20 from Amesta who says, good luck being a bad Robin Hood. Say the animals.
Say the animals. All right, we are wrapping that up. I don't like doing that, but it does save a little bit of time, and we do love a good frame save. Here is our scholar. Another chance for discounted points. We have to use a code word. Let's just get it wrong. All right, let's just do it one more time here. This time we'll actually indulge him and do our whole correct thing here. Now that he knows that we are Robin Hood, he's going to learn that we're an annoying Robin Hood, and we're just going to kind of not give him what he needs. All right, we'll give it to him. Yes, just wasting his time like that is another great way to lose points. Probably my favorite version of it. So despite the fact that we haven't actually gotten any ransom, the Sheriff of Nottingham is still sick of us, and he is going to send guards to comb the forest and catch us. We do have a little bit of tech here to avoid that once they show up. Now, there's a variety of ways to handle this depending on the kind of route you're taking. We actually have a super duper quick version of the skip for any percent and 100%. The problem with it is that you get points for doing it. So instead, we're going to do this awkward thing where we change screens when the game's not expecting us to, which makes Robin unintentionally invisible, and you can see the guards kind of walk right past, even though they were pretty sure they were going to catch him. So it's convoluted, it's long, it's kind of a pain to do, but it does guarantee a 0-point gain, so that's why we do it. And he reappears, or not. He'll reappear here. On to
Классические квесты Сьерры. Вот большая часть из этих загадок вообще не имеет никакого смысла, если что.
The main appeal of this costume is that we're going to use it to trigger a teleportation glitch if we meet him at the very bottom of the road here. Anyway, he gets the longbow treatment.
Never bring the rest.
They never learn.
Friar Tuck gets one more spank in there. Someday you'll hang, Robin Hood. I don't think so. All right, we have teleportation unlocked, but we do need to pop over and do... here's another animal here. No, it's not the pigs, but if we screen cycle enough, it should show up.
It's random whether or not it
We
shows
just
up.
had the hot dog run, right?
Give him a lot. Oh, there it is. It's a bug in the game. Let's give it a chat. Apologies to the tech team for the swatted fly on your screens. I'll do better in the future. Okay, with the teleportation, we can actually just get out of that day and move on. And this is actually a very serious day. Maid Marian has been accused of witchcraft and is going to be burnt at the stake. So while we panic in the pub here, our merry men are going to have to join together and come up with a perfect plan to save her. Couch, can you tell us about the most important merry man of the troop?
Oh, yes. So there's one particular merry man whose
У меня главный вопрос, на ком быть сейчас длиннее, потому что я сбился. Так, учитывая, что это 15-я минута,
He is not at all constrained by things such as, is this actually a good idea? No, his ideas must be heard.
Yeah, and heard they will be. So we have all the classics. We got Friar Tuck. We got Little John. I'm sure they have good ideas. Let's see what Much has to say. Will, excuse me. Let's attack the soldiers and taunt them and run away in all directions. Yeah, I love it.
It's perfect.
So it will work, to his credit. We will lose some outlaws in the process, and we will gain a measly 25.
Огненная вечеринка, как видите, тут была.
Get Marian out of the fire for what it's worth. Now, the problem is that she did inhale quite a bit of smoke, and I've been kind of rambling for the past 12 minutes here. So let's both catch our breaths and read a minute of donations if you got them.
Of course. Phalanx donated $10, saying, feels crazy running Longbow for the first time a year ago, then seeing it at HDQ today. Good luck, Lemming. And remember to call at the end of the run this time. Thank you for that. We also have Robot Spacer donating $50. Let's talk to those animals. Good luck on the run, Lemming. And $295 from Devor, saying $1 for every point our most dishonorable hero gets. Thank goodness this isn't 100%. Shout outs to Lemming, Woofs, and David for bringing this game to the stage. May you fight well, even if your opponent isn't allowed.
Oh, we were too slow. She's dead. Dad.
No.
О нет, не успели, печаль.
500 points. We gotta go slow.
Marian's just sleeping.
Yeah, she's fine. Don't worry about it. Big shouts to all those.
Вот сейчас вы, кстати, могли заметить, как он вышел из пещеры и зашел. Периодически он так делает. В чем смысл? В 23-м году Сноупи нашел способ пропускать вот эти сцены в лагере, потому что когда мы выходим, должны начинаться сцены диалога с нашими людьми. Но как только загружается экран лагеря, раннер нажимает Insert и среднюю кнопку мыши, что превращает кнопку мыши в знак ходьбы, и мы возвращаемся в пещеру обратно, тем самым пропуская диалог с людьми в лагере, и это очень много экономит.
I'm seeing great stuff here, but again, I think we should get a little creative. Let's try and be unpredictable here. Tuck, what do you got? Ambush. I think rounding up wild boars and driving them into the road is probably our best option here. Let's create panic with wild boars. Unfortunately, the wild boars were too hard to wrangle. We did miss the treasure train entirely.
A little too wild.
Yeah, which is fantastic for a couple of reasons. One is we got no points for that. But two, it's actually the fastest option because a super long battle cutscene usually plays if you actually get to the treasure train, which we didn't. Thank you, Much.
Much's ideas were ahead of his time.
It was a little bit too much, maybe.
I think he took that pig pun from
Робин
earlier
в итоге довел своих испытаний лохнесским чудовищем. Не, у нас будет в среду в 13:09 Fail Racer бежать Warhammer 40k Space Marine первую часть.
We're doing the combing the forest thing one more time. It was such a great feature, we did it twice. We do have to hand off all that ransom we accumulated to a Queen's Knight here. Let's go ahead and do that. Oh, he's on a horse. Let's confirm if this is one of those talking animals or one of those non-talking animals. Asuka, if you would be so kind. Horse, do you speak?
Nay.
I thought
Что за хорс?
all right, well, you know, if I can't talk to the horse, this guy's going to talk to the hand, and we're going to get out of here. Spoiler, that wasn't actually the Queen's Knight, he was a spy, so we do have to actually free that guy for
Да,
our
в 13 по
final
МСК.
day of the run
Ну, лучше,
here.
конечно, с расписанием сверяться,
Being held.
потому
We had a vote
что
last time, now
оно
we
уже
have to
поехало очень сильно.
do a little out of bounds here. There we are. Now, that was more or less, you say, the animal's incentive. There is a very small chance that we are going to get one last animal here, so let's just give it a shot. Oh, okay. Sometimes it's a pig, usually it's a rock. And so I think we go
Игра с Ерой,
There
да.
we go.
Бессмысленные
Lots gonna
смерти,
happen in a
куча
very
ненужных
short amount of
смертей.
time. So all I
Если
can
не
say
знаешь,
is
что
time will
делать, то
be
ты
when
умер,
I
да,
open up a
классика.
menu and put the slider down to the arcade slider down to bottom. Let's just shimmy up this tower here. I promise this conversation is important. Excuse me, could you lend me a hand? You see, I'm nearly safe, but I thought I'd do something truly foolish instead and get myself killed. Or, you know, time. A lot happened right there. It's a little confusing. The best thing I can explain for this is that we tricked the game into putting a finale arcade sequence in motion, and then we just set the mode to automatic win, and so we've won. Look, point is we got a whole 0.1% of the ransom to King Richard here, so hopefully he'll come bail us out because we are going to get kidnapped by the Sheriff of Nottingham. Oh yeah, here he is, great. So he is saying, look, you can't just go hanging people without a trial. So we're gonna hear from all the people we helped. Well, you know, folks got our back. Beggar does not, jeweler does not. I can't imagine why. You know, it may have been fine if Maid Marian could testify for us, but she is in fact dead. Or sleeping. So we are also going to be sentenced to a snooze here.
Wait, what about the ransom we...
Тут
The
unlucky.
ransom and
Okay. We're also sleeping now. We're taking a yeah.
Вы решили немного зависнуть на местной тусовке после зажигательной вечеринки и уснули.
And that was the worst way to play Conquests of the Longbow.
И сейчас рано это, наверное, худший способ пройти Conquest of the Longbow, The Legend of Robin Hood, но прошли. Какой стороны на нее посмотреть?
Alcor's Deathwing, Phalanx, Snowy Sam, Sherlock. I apologize if I'm missing anybody. One Short Eye, the original runner of this, he has two fantastic videos on this game that I do encourage you to watch. They really kind of give you an idea of what's special about this game. I just want to give a shout out also to Christy Marks, the
Итак, народ, дальше вас ждет
holograms and designer of this game.
меха-гейм. Он будет сам по себе показательным, так что
Couch, do you have anyone you want to call out?
я тут отойду.
Yeah, and thanks for having me.
И вернусь на
Shouts out to
следующий блок
Conquests,
до вечера.
and, Speedy Adventure folks.
Потому что G-Saver Any% будет меха адвенчур. Это не в моем стиле, так что если успею, заскочу. Все, давайте. Удачи, чат.